You ever had just cancel a vacation at the last minute? It's a real disappointment, man. It's hard not to let it get to you. But let's see where this goes. And like Poor Boys 2 always says, one of my biggest fans and one of my biggest trolls, who I love, I should have got a Winnebago, apparently, because he's going to love this one. Hello, everybody. Well, I'm not too happy. My wife and I were planning on going on an RV trip. We had a big planned trip to go to the Yukon. Still kind of do. We were going to go to Stewart, BC, and then up to the Laird Hot Springs, just around through the Yukon, BC border. You saw the video I did where we were changing the tire and dealing with the lubed axles. That was in part prepping for this trip. And what I didn't show in that video is right after we did all of that, we went into the RV and I went to like turn on the power and stuff. And I was getting really weird, anomalous behavior from the power system. Basically, it wasn't charged, or at least it wasn't acting as if it was charged. I wasn't getting any readout from any of the gauges until I fired up the generator. And when I added the generator power, or shore power effectively, battery disconnect back on, we basically, you could see that the master volt output, the readout, the remote readout, was showing that it was on, and it started doing a bulk charge. On the other side, we had the Go Power solar system monitoring little remote for the solar converter, I guess, the device that comes after the solar panels. And it was just blank. It was dead. Like, it wasn't even on. And I wasn't really getting any battery power or non-shore power to the RV. Now, when I plugged in the shore power, everything lit up fine. I could turn the AC on and all that. But when I look at the master volt closer, it wasn't putting any amps into the system. In other words, it just showed like 1 or 2 amps, even though I had it set like all the way up to 29, not quite 30 amps, but I set it to 29 amps, and I toggled it lower and upper. And no matter what I would set the amps to on the master volt, it was sending nothing, it seemed, to the RV, at least according to the readout. The Go Power battery monitor, it was also showing almost no energy coming in. It was just sitting there, and the solar panel readout, that was just continued to be blank. We started looking online, and we saw that if the batteries are completely drained, that a lot of times the solar controller won't even light up or activate. So I kept thinking maybe the batteries are drained. We had the generator running for a while. I went and checked the batteries, or at least while the generator was running, I saw 14 point, something, 14.2, 14.3 on the batteries. Something, okay, they're full. We're trying to poke around. I really couldn't figure out what was going on here. We tried looking up a lot of the manuals for the master volt. Is there a way for us to reset it? Other than that fuse reset, I couldn't figure out the master factory reset for that. We tried to do a factory reset on the solar charger through our the Go Power through our phone app. That didn't seem to have any effect. I could see it would connect Bluetooth to the phone to the solar charger. So even though it's blank on the monitor, clearly it's getting some signal. I mean, it's letting me talk to it, via Bluetooth. So it's alive. It's just really confusing. It's some gremlins. It's like I'm not getting consistency here in the results. When I turned off the generator and I went and tested the battery, it still tested like 14. And again, I'm testing the battery, at the terminals with the multimeter, and it's saying like 14. We were thinking we're going to have to cancel this trip, but then we thought, well, as long as it's working with shore power, we've got our generator, we've got 2 now power cells. I haven't done a review on a new power cell, but I've got a second solar generator basically. And so we've got 2 of those. We should be able to get by with 2 solar generators and a regular generator. Plus, we were going to be staying at some RV spots, at least on parts of this trip. That, plus I have a cooler fridge, so I can just keep that in the truck with all of our frozen and cold goods in that cooler, that set power cooler that I did a review on. So we're thinking, okay, well, let's limp by, limping by on a vacation with not all the things working in the RV is better than not going on a vacation, right? It's you know, you can always think of your RV as just a big tent, right? And then whatever amenities you've added to it or work, you know, that's a plus. So going from that standpoint, it's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's still go up to, we said, let's do it anyway. So even though we were going to be limping along there with the electrical problem, we sort of planned for that and said, let's do it anyway. And so today was the day I was going to go get the RV. We've been prepping all week. We've got everything ready to go, bags packed. I've spent, you know, many hundreds of dollars in additional supplies to top off things and get some more bear spray. And then I go to the RV today, and it's still performing the way I expected, meaning, you know, I had to hook up shore power to get it to come to life. But, you know, I tested everything, the water pump, the heater, the slide out, everything was working as long as I had shore power attached. And that's good enough for me. So I hitched up and I went over to Woody's to get some toilet paper because Woody's RV is really close to where I store it. And I went to Woody's, and as I left Woody's, I realized that it's telling me the trailer is disconnected. So I pulled back into my storage area to figure this out. And in the end, what I found was it would not consistently sense my trailer. I would plug it in, I'd unplug it. Sometimes the Ford would see the trailer, and then other times it wouldn't. And whether it would see the trailer or not, as soon as I applied the trailer brake manually just to test it there in the parking lot and to make sure that that was talking, it would just say trailer disconnected. I'm thinking, okay, I need to go and troubleshoot my truck first, right? Make sure that all the fuses are working for the charging system and all that, and then work my way back to the trailer. And then I realized I left my tools at home. So I said, okay, this is a loss. And then right before I left the storage unit, there was another RVer there, and I was able to hook up my truck to their RV, and lo and behold, it worked just fine. In fact, it was an Ember RV, and so it was like I was testing like for like. And so when I plugged it in to another Ember, yeah, it worked fine. So now that tells me this is my RV that's the problem, not the truck. The truck saw it immediately without any concerns, and I was able to squeeze the trailer brake, and it worked just fine. Clearly, my trailer has an electrical problem. I'd like to think that this is as simple as a loose cable or a short that's sending everything into disarray. Because I didn't have my tools with me and it was raining, I decided to take my losses and head back home. My sad little drive home. Tell my wife that for now, vacation is canceled. I saw the rain had ended, and I decided to go back to the trailer to go continue to troubleshoot with my tools. Now, of course, as I start driving, it's raining again, so I might be outside in the rain testing all this, but the idea here is I'm going to test from the trailer plug on down the line and see that everything is connected, and see if I can find anything loose or anything that might be an exposed wire that's shorting out. It's very inconsistent, right? I'm not seeing a consistent trend here in my troubleshooting, and I'm trying to be as systematic as I can, not being a true solar expert. But I understand 12 volt and, you know, electricity moves and, you know, along the path, and I can test the circuit. So, you know, I've got a couple of multimeters. So I'm heading down there right now just to see what I can do. It's so disappointing to spend weeks, you know, planning for a vacation. I've got my work all prepped. I was up till 11 o'clock last night doing work so that all the contracts and everything that I work on were completed before I left, so that you know, I was doing good, you know, not just leaving work behind. I've looked for chafed wires. I've checked every connection I can find and wiggle it. Everything seems really tight. The solar controller down there, it's giving me a good blink code. Now I turned on the generator just to show that there is like power coming into the trailer, and there it is. It just jumped up to handle the AC unit, and the generator ramped up. So it's not like the generator isn't putting out energy. Here, I'll go turn it off. So, you know, I might be posting this saying, hey, anybody have any ideas? I've got an appointment at Woody's that's weeks away, because of course it's now summer and they're backed up, and it's not even going to deal with this problem. So hopefully they have room to also deal with this problem if I haven't got it figured out. I'm also entertaining just us finding a hotel room somewhere, and just like the old days, hop in the truck and go vacation somewhere with a hotel room. I'd rather be in my RV unless it's a really nice hotel room. But I don't know. I don't want to waste this time. I've got vacation time planned now. You ever had just cancel a vacation at the last minute? It's a real disappointment, man. It's hard not to let it get to you. But let's see where this goes.